recently voted the most hated part of women's bodies. Our stomachs need to be celebrated, not scorned upon. Rejecting stereotypes, rejecting body shaming. The Cosmo covers all tummies are good tummies. Our top focus on India today.
Hello and welcome. I'm Chaiti Narula and thank you so much for tuning into this very special broadcast today. Our latest Cosmopolitan India digital covers are shattering the glass ceiling as always when it comes to breaking stereotypes. A recent survey voted the tummy as the most hated part of a woman's body, and hence Nandini Bhalla, the editor of Cosmopolitan India and digital editor of Harper's Bazaar, has put out these digital covers for women to celebrate their bodies and especially their tummies. We want to tell you today, our viewers today, that not everyone has to be size 0 and that body shaming has far-reaching mental health consequences on an individual. In no way are we trying to say that eat all the cupcakes that you want in your life, but this is a dialogue on how women go through many changes in their bodies and they need not look a certain way that society always expects them to all the time. The ultimate sign of fitness is not a flat tummy, but a balanced diet and an accepting mind. India Today welcomes you to this dialogue on body positivity and explains the mental health consequences of body shaming. Here's the lay of the land.
Too fat, too curvy, too bulgy. Oh, look at those stretch marks. How can you even wear a bikini with that tummy? It all sounds familiar to all listening. Women have been conditioned to believe that only flat tummies are healthy tummies. That is far from the truth. Having a perfect tummy is not a yardstick for a healthy body.
A woman's body undergoes many changes at different phases of their life. Like, I'm a new mother and I do not have a flat tummy right now. What is more important for me is to be healthy, is to be fit so I can take care of myself and my baby. And the same thing goes for women at different stages of their life. Whether they're a teenager undergoing hormonal changes, whether they're having their periods. One day you can be bloated, one day you might be having, absolutely you might be feeling fine. It's more important to be fit in the sense of being healthy and eating well and being happy.
In fact, body shaming women based on their tummies or expecting them to have the perfect supermodel figure all the time has far-reaching mental health consequences.
Try and understand what happens to the individual who experiences body shaming. It may have an impact on the individual's body image, self-esteem, confidence. It may bring in anxieties, low moods. It may impair relationships, impair performance. A body shaming experience, a bullying experience can actually impact overall well-being of an individual.
Looks and all about selfies is what is determining our well-being, our valuableness and our self-worth. Everybody has to step back and ask themselves that if your entire definition of the value you ascribe to yourself is only going to come through your body type, you are definitely headed for trouble. There are many facets that make us human, and let's focus on the not so physical aspects, our nature, our kindness, the generosity, our value systems that maybe we can't capture on a camera and showcase to the world of what we really are as people.
Every body cannot be a bikini body. You can't not take your body to the beach just because it does not have the perfect Instagrammable abs or starve it. Deprive it of good nutritious food or just feed it salads to look so-called perfect. There is beauty in imperfection and embracing that is key.
Cosmo India aims to end this debilitating stereotype by getting this bunch of beautiful, confident women, 12 of them, who are on our digital covers for this month. And each of these women has bared her stomach in its natural, glorious form to really remind us that good tummies come in all shapes. There is no one universal standard, and that every single woman and man should feel confident in their own skin.
We at India Today welcome you to this dialogue on breaking fashion stereotypes with our latest digital covers with 12 fabulous women baring their tummies to remind us what real stomachs look like. End the stigma. Stop body shaming. Body positivity is beautiful. And our Cosmo digital cover girls show you how they have embraced their bodies. In New Delhi with Nandini Bhalla, Chaiti Narula for India Today.
I'm being joined on this special broadcast with, of course, the force behind all these fabulous digital covers that you see on Cosmopolitan India. Nandini Bhalla, who is the editor of Cosmopolitan India and digital editor of Harper's Bazaar India. Welcome to the show, Nandini, and thank you so much, really, for putting these covers out.
Thank you, of
More
course.
than anything else. It's such a needed dialogue today in society.
You know what, Chaiti? Many of us over the years, we have learned to cover up our tummies. So we either wear these loose layers, or we are totally petrified of the whole bikini body or the beach body, you know, or we try to cut out carbs from our diets, or we try to diet, or we say, oh, I will go on this fast, because we've been told that this flat washboard tummy is the only tummy shape that can actually work. You know, previously magazine cover lines, films, etc., they would actually scream out loud and like say how to get the perfect bikini body in the next 25 days. You know, but what does that even mean? What you're saying is that there's just one kind of bikini body, there's just one kind of perfect tummy, and Cosmo India wanted to break that kind of belief and to say no, every single tummy, your little paunches, scars, stretch marks, little rounded tummies, every single tummy is a good tummy.
It's so refreshing, Nandini, to see all these covers, really, because I want to tell our viewers that for years we've been seeing these covers that talk about having the perfect bikini body or having the perfect body for that matter, and these Cosmo digital covers are so refreshing because it celebrates all of us as women for what we are and helps us accept ourselves for what we are. In fact, Dolly Singh, she's a media and TV professional, she's a yoga practitioner, she's joining us on the broadcast, she's one of the beautiful women on the cover. Nisha also is on the cover. She's a body positivity influencer. Anam Chashmawala, she's a beauty and lifestyle content creator since 2011 and the founder of her own beauty brand too. Raitasha Rathod is a woman in progress, she calls herself, an actor, a podcast host, and she's tired of being a body positivity icon. And Nandini, the tummy was recently voted the most hated part of a woman's body, and that's what really made you take this initiative, isn't it? And come up with these fab covers showing how every tummy is a good tummy.
Absolutely. You know, also because having a taut tummy is seen as a sign of like being fit. Which in fact isn't even actually true, right? Because just because you have got this skinny body doesn't mean that you are really healthy, right? Health and a flat tummy shouldn't be equal to the same thing, but we've been taught that if you have a taut tummy, that means that you are healthy, that you're fit, etc., etc., which is why women grow up thinking, oh my God, if my tummy isn't flat, then I am not good enough. And which is why they have just hated it for like so many years. And our goal was to say, please stop it. You can wear a crop top, bikini, a tight dress, whatever the hell you want to wear, because all tummies are good tummies.
Nisha, what would you like to tell women today who fall into the oppressive traps of being size 0? How would you direct them to embrace themselves?
Well, I think it's very important to understand what body positivity really means.
Right.
It actually the mindset, that you got to have, understanding that everyone is worthy of love and a positive body image, regardless of what the media tries to tell you or what the ideal body type really is. And, body acceptance and self-love is a journey, and it's just not easy. I mean, Rome was not built in a day. It's a progress that you got to make and, wash away whatever people tell you otherwise. It's mostly to do with an image that you create of yourself. And it's important for us to understand that being healthy is a lifestyle. Your focus should not be getting thinner. Your focus has to be being healthy.
So that was very interesting take. Nandini, Nisha just spoke to us about how she's embraced herself as well. There are a lot of women out there who have been subject to a lot of body shaming over the years. We've seen that especially in India. You're getting married, why are you looking bloated? You are dating someone, or you're with a man, or after you've given birth to a baby, when you're getting back in shape. These are kind of things that, we say it so casually that one doesn't really understand the mental health consequences that, the woman is subjected to eventually.
Absolutely. I would think that also ultimately it just boils down to your parents, to your teachers, to your peers. We have to start telling young girls and also boys that you are just not what you look like. It is not the shape of your body, the tone of your skin, the way that your hair is or your eyes are, but it is you. Are you a good human being? Are you smart? Are you fierce, fearless, etc., etc.? But this will start at home, where our parents first talk to us and say, listen, you are pretty or you are beautiful, not just because your hair, skin, tummy looks like ABC, but because of who you are and of what you can do in this world. So I think that just that conversation needs to change, where we talk a little bit less about looks, where we compliment people less based on what they look like, but just more basis who they are.
That is where your self-worth and your self-esteem and self-love really needs to come from that very aspect of your existence rather than how you really look. And that's exactly what Nandini is trying to do with this particular digital cover series that you end up seeing. Ratisha, you say you're tired of being a body positivity icon. Why do you say something like that? Are you tired of looking at women go on crash diets and again telling them that, look, this is not the way to be? Is that what you're tired of?
I think it's tiring because even as somebody who's been given this responsibility, I didn't ask for it. For all my life, I have existed within my body. I have jumped, I've danced, I've swam, I've done all the things I wanted to do the way I am. And now just because my job happens to be a little more public, people have labeled me as, oh, she's a plus size icon or a body positivity icon. But who knows if I'm even body positive? Most days I do struggle. It's not that, oh, I'm happy with myself every day or I love looking at my flabby arms. No. It's exhausting because I think the conversation is a bit tired now, even though it's a very important conversation. But it feels like we're beating a dead horse until we don't go deeper into the school system or to really speak to teenage girls about their body image issues, because that's where it all starts, in childhood and in teenagehood.
So, Dolly, you're a yoga practitioner. No way are we trying to say that don't work out or eat healthy or spend time looking after yourself. I guess the idea is not to kill yourself and find yourself trapped into allowing anybody to body shame you, let you have the stomach that you want. During periods, women go through bloating. During menopause, women go through different changes. During pregnancy, women go through it. Even men, for that matter, during different phases of their lives will not have the perfect abs, and you don't need to have the perfect abs.
How I would say, I do have a flat tummy. It's only when I'm against gravity or I'm on a wheel pose. I have a perfectly round, flat tummy. Nobody can take it away from me. I mean to say, I did not. So frankly, I did not start doing, or even now, taking from Nandini's conversation, I think what I learned over the process of doing yoga, or maybe projecting my body, or kind of projecting, I don't even know what that is visibility is acceptance. So rather than we all becoming, who obviously are not the thin lot, becoming a campaign, we have to become regular features. So when you talk about a yoga specialist, 10 yoga specialists that you are featuring, you feature 3 like Dolly. There are 3 like Dolly.
Yeah.
So that becomes the norm, that you can be a yoga practitioner even with this kind of body. And I shouldn't be the one among the 10. You understand what I mean to say?
Yes.
So
yes.
I don't want to be a special feature. I'm not a special feature. For you, I am a big bodied girl doing yoga. That's how I become. But now I go to the mat. I'm not looking at, neither the mat is looking at me or the yoga posture is looking at me and saying, oh, you're big bodied, you can't do this. I speak to brands. Have a conversation where I say, I make economic sense. If you convert 2% of me, you will make more sales than what you are making now.
Correct.
So I even make economic sense, not even like I'm just talking about on the virtue of, just look and feel. But I actually make economic sense because, we are...
excellent point, actually.
Yeah, tell me.
Dolly's point about where to shop and brands that actually sell things in just different sizes. During this whole cover shoot, the Cosmo team really struggled to actually pick up sizes. And that was very, very odd because most brands only have a small, medium, large. And I'm sure that, many of these girls here will actually vouch for it, that it is so difficult to find sizes beyond a size large, given that the average woman isn't a size small, isn't a size M. Yet, we just couldn't find enough garments. And that really leads us to a brand new conversation, that are brands really being sort of inclusive when they talk about creating garments for all shapes, because maybe they aren't.
That's a very interesting observation from both of you. In fact, Anam, tell us a little about how women, we often find women hiding themselves in layers of clothing, like Nandini wrote in her editorial as well, in blacks also. I remember that Instagram
you
post
have
that
dark layers of clothing
just to like kind of camouflage the fact that, your tummy should not show. Aren't you tired of that, Anam? And you've come out here and spoken up and normalized this conversation, normalize the fact that women and men go through many fluctuations in their body. You can be fit without having the perfect tummy, Anam.
The thing is, I'm so glad Nandini mentioned that because I actually lost out on quite a few brand campaigns since I started gaining weight a few years ago because I realized I wasn't fitting into sample size anymore. In our line of work, we get sent samples in advance, especially if we're going to be part of campaigns before the actual launch. So it was so strange to me that I was being sent samples that I wasn't fitting into. And I actually lost a whole chunk of business because of that in the last few years. I also want to circle back to that point where you were talking about, just the social conditioning of how we're supposed to look a certain way. I think that for so long I grew up hearing, 36, 24, 36. Like, I'm so tired of hearing that all my life. Before I hit the age of 25, I was a really, really skinny girl. And at that point of time, I couldn't seem to please people either because I was too skinny. And then when I gained weight, I continuously get questions on whether I'm pregnant or not. So I feel like it's time we own our bodies for the way they are, feel good about them. Of course, I think it's established that fitness and health being kept aside, the way your body looks should not be equated to your sense of self-worth. You need to be happy with the way your body looks and feels, and you need to just be able to feel like yourself. But I think there's so much of work that still needs to be done in this space because people like me who are in the space are clearly still not finding their size. Like Nandini said, it is still a struggle. Fat tax still exists clearly through a large portion of fashion brands that are even making in India. And I think I take it on as kind of my responsibility to try and be as filterless and as unedited or raw as possible. Because, and this is a full circle moment for me, I'll tell you why. I started blogging over 10 years ago. And at that point of time, it was obviously a hobby. It's so funny because at that point of time, I would look at models in magazines and feel like I couldn't really fully relate. And today to see a magazine do this, oh my God, 18, 17-year-old Anam cried when she saw the I was like, this is something that I wanted to really see back then.
And Nisha, I also want to bring in that not everybody has to be a bikini body like Nandini has been talking about. Would you take your body to the beach? And are you ready to show us the way? And Nandini is normalizing all of that now by bringing this so much into mainstream media, because we've always seen women saying, I can't take my body to the beach because I have to first work out and have the bikini body to be able to first wear the bikini also in the first place.
Well, it's time that we change the narrative. and also own up your own story. Every body is a bikini body. You just have to wear the bikini and get to the beach.
Correct.
If you don't let the story get hijacked by the negative self-talk that people put you into, and the external validation.
Yes.
That can actually twist your mind and believing very poor self-image of you. I think keeping all of that aside, what really is important is the self-acceptance journey, the way you look at yourself, who you are, what you're capable of. You are an amazing person, and living with affirmations is being a golden rule for me.
And Dolly, what about you?
Yeah, I mean to say, yeah, I have never been, frankly, I find this, I don't know, maybe you could say that I really did not, so my emphasis on my face and myself has been very low. I really don't care about it. I'll rather care about making money that drives everything else.
I love it.
Yeah, you know what? I really, like for all women, whoever I meet, I said, don't care about all these things. This will pull you down. You the first 6 years of your life, just make enough money. It's money that runs the world, man. Why
I like Anam's attitude, Dolly's attitude on this. Anam, I'm going to let you have the last word before we let everyone go.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of not caring. I was saying this to someone just the other day. If me and my honesty and my truth and my body is going to offend somebody, I'm almost happy to offend people at this point of time, because this is who I am and this is how I look, and I feel good about myself. As long as I feel fit and my health levels are okay, honestly, my body is for me to have an opinion on, and if anybody else has an opinion on it, I just don't care. So I've kind of learned to be like, if you get offended by my truth, then I'm happy to offend you.
That's a fantastic attitude. All of you women are bringing to the table. Yes, Ritasha, we have very little time, but go on.
That's fine. They just need to give girls better goals than looking thin and getting married. That's the problem. It's a patriarchal problem. Give girls goals to be career people, to make something of their lives, and not focus on beauty and thinness and being accepted by the patriarchy. It's a much larger conversation.
That's a much larger conversation, because you always, Nandini, always end up listening to people saying, oh, it's your big day when it comes to your wedding day. There are bigger days than wedding day. The most special day of your life. Yes. So like these are all stereotypes, viewers. And I'm so glad that all these power-packed panel of women have joined us today to shatter the glass ceiling. And thank you so much, all of you, especially Nandini, for joining us on this very special broadcast. I want to leave you all by saying, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, and stay happy. Take care.